Hello, my name is Michelle. Welcome back to another video today. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my first trimester symptoms. So I'm currently 20 weeks pregnant, but I'm just going to talk about the symptoms that I had at the beginning of my pregnancy. I mainly want to talk about these because my first trimester I felt like it was quite bad. I was feeling pretty bad for quite a while, and when I was feeling bad, I would go online. I would Google, when am I going to stop feeling bad? When am I going to feel better? I'd come on YouTube and watch people's stories and their experiences, and it just kind of made me feel better because it was nice seeing other people going through the same thing, experiencing the same symptoms. And when I was in bed feeling sick, feeling awful, feeling horrible, it just made me think, okay, other people are going through this and it will end. That's the main thing I wanted to know, is when is this going to end? I'm just going to chat through, I've got it written down here on my phone, some of the things that I felt. So my symptoms didn't really kick in until around just before 6 weeks. So I found out around 4 weeks, and then so I had a kind of just under a couple of weeks of feeling okay, and I was thinking, oh, I'm one of those people that's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna experience any sickness. I feel really good, my energy levels are good, I'm going to have a really great pregnancy, I'm going to do yoga, I'm going to eat well, I'm going to be one of those like super healthy, amazing pregnant women. And yeah, and that kind of didn't happen. So just before 6 weeks pregnant, one of the first thing I noticed, my energy levels were really low. Like, I was feeling really tired, but kind of another level kind of tired, not just wake up and you feel a bit tired. Like, my whole body just felt shot. Like getting up and brushing my teeth or getting in the shower, those kind of everyday mundane tasks that you just do every day suddenly became like such a big deal. To get myself out of bed to actually do that just felt like such a chore. I mean, some days I didn't, sometimes I just stayed in bed. So that kind of kicked in just before 6 weeks, so it gradually started to get worse as the weeks went on. I also felt really nauseous all day every day, which again is fairly normal, but I just didn't want to eat anything. Like, the thought of food or drink, I wasn't drinking much water. So I know, looking back now, I'm like, obviously that's would have made things a million times worse, but at the time I just couldn't. Even just the thought of having a glass of water made me want to be sick. So luckily I wasn't actually sick, I was just very nauseous, felt very tired. Everything was an effort. First thing in the morning, before I even sat up, I would have to grab something to eat. Even though I didn't want to eat anything, I knew I had to. So I went through a phase of eating these chocolate cornflake bites. So barely before I even opened my eyes, I had them on my bedside table and I would grab one, put it in my mouth and eat it, and just try not to think about it. Also, when I was working, so as you know, I do reflexology. So I'm working with clients, and also at this time having to wear PPE, so a mask, visor and an apron, and I kept kind of fainting at work. So I'd be working, I could feel, you know, that kind of feeling when you need to just sit and lie down. My eyes would be going fuzzy, I could feel myself getting really hot and sweaty and panicky, and I would have to leave the room and go and lie down for 5 minutes and then come back, and it just kept happening when I was at work. And obviously I've got paying clients coming in, I wasn't telling anyone I was pregnant, so I had to keep leaving the room to lie down. God knows what people thought. People were worried, they were like, what's wrong with you? And I was thinking, oh God, they might think I'm hungover, or just like I don't know. So that was pretty horrible, and it really stressed me out. Wasn't a nice experience for me, wasn't a nice experience for the client. So I took a couple of weeks off work, which was for the best, but I did just spend pretty much 2 weeks in bed. I think generally probably made me feel worse, but at the same time, getting up and going to work wasn't an option. In hindsight, I should have got up, gone on a walk, had some food, had some water, but at the time I just did not want to do that. And because of all this, I actually started feeling pretty down. So obviously emotions are all over the place anyway, for anyone that's pregnant, but because I was feeling so bad, it was really getting me down, because I couldn't work, couldn't walk the dog, couldn't drink water, couldn't do anything. Also in lockdown, so I couldn't go and see family, hadn't told any family or friends yet, so I couldn't talk about it with anyone other than my partner. So I was starting to get myself in quite a bad place. And honestly, I was just questioning things, and I just got myself in quite a bad place. But I know that it was just because I was feeling so bad. I was in bed all day, I couldn't exercise. You know, you just, any normal person's not going to feel good in that situation, especially when you've got pregnancy on top of it. So yeah, that's kind of how I was feeling, I would say, up until around week 10. That's about 4 weeks. Honestly, so it felt so awful. I just was thinking, if this is never going to end, even though I knew that everything was happening for such a good reason. You feel so bad that you think, oh my god, I hope this doesn't last for my whole pregnancy. Anyway, so from week 10, I still felt bad, but I started having a couple of good days a week. So a couple of days I would feel much better. I'd wake up and I'd have energy. I'd be able to do some housework, take the dog for a walk, kind of almost feel a little bit normal. I was still feeling bad the majority of the week, but I was starting to have those days, so it was making me feel a bit better, making me think, okay, I feel like I might be coming out the other side here. So that was week 10. So I kind of felt like that between week 10, honestly, up until around week 16. As the weeks went on, I started having a few more good days. So for example, week 14, maybe 3 good days, and it's very much like this. So I'd think I was feeling better, but the next day I'd wake up and be feeling bad again. And I was starting to think, maybe I'm just one of those people that's going to feel awful throughout pregnancy. And week 16, I did actually throw up a couple of times in the morning, and at that point I was thinking, surely by week 16 I would feel better. Everyone would say, at first was going, at 12 weeks you'll feel better, and then it was at 14 weeks you'd feel better, and then at 16 weeks you'll feel better. And when I was sick on week 16, I thought, what is going on? But I was sick a couple of times, and I think that was the end, because by week 17 I felt great. I kind of just had people say there's kind of a turning point. I really did find that I had a turning point from end of week 16 leading into week 17, and from then on I've been feeling really good. I have some days where I feel a little bit more tired, but that's it. It's nothing that I can't manage. I can eat pretty much whatever I like now. I can drink tea again. I can drink water, any food that I want, takeaways. So yeah, feeling pretty good now. I know that some people, they have really good pregnancies, like they don't have any symptoms. Some people have it way worse than what I've had it, and I just can't imagine physically being sick for however many weeks or throughout the whole of pregnancy. So I know generally I'm quite lucky, but I just remember just feeling so bad, and that's probably the worst I've ever felt in my life, and it just felt like it was going on for such a long time. And also not being able to speak to people about it for a few of those weeks was quite hard, but obviously it's all for good reason. So you just got to try and remember that even when you're feeling really bad, just remember it's for a good reason and it will end. So that was kind of my first trimester. So yeah, if anyone is in their first trimester at the moment and wondering, oh god, when is this going to end? It does end. It will end. You will feel better. Just keep persevering, keep trying to look after yourself, rest up when you can, eat what you want. Honestly, if you feel like you just need to eat crisps all day, just eat crisps all day. I think it's important just to get something in your body sometimes, and yeah, just persevere. You'll get through it, and it's all good for a good reason. I'd love to know other people's experiences. If you can leave me a comment, let me know. I'd love to read them. If you've got any tips, please let me know. Anything that made you feel better. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, I would be very grateful, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Bye.